Hello students, in this video I will discuss about the structure of megasporangium or ovule. So ovule is alternately known as megasporangium. We all know that gynoecium is the female reproductive part of a flowering plant, and the units of gynoeciums known as carpels. And what is carpel? Carpel is made up of actually three units. One basal solean part, this is ovary, and the long stalk like structure, this is style, and the upper portion is stigma. Within the ovary, ovule is present, and ovule is known as megasporangium. So what is sporangium? Sporangium is the sac like structure within which the spores are formed, and the sporangium can be of two types: microsporangium and megasporangium. Microsporangium means the sporangium in which the microspores or pollen grains are formed, it is male in nature. This is microsporangium. And megasporangium is the spore sac within which the megaspores or female spores are formed. It is megasporangium, female in nature, and within the megasporangium, megaspore or female spores are formed. Right. And what is megasporogenesis? So megasporogenesis is the process of formation of megaspore. What is megasporogenesis? Process of formation of megaspores within megasporangium. Within megasporangium, that is ovule. Clear? So process of the formation of megaspores within megasporangium, that is ovule, is known as megasporogenesis. So ovule is the main megasporangium within which megaspores will be formed. And now the ovules, we all know the ovules are present inside the ovary, and ovules are attached with the ovarian wall by a tissue known as placenta. What is placenta? The placenta is the tissue by which the ovules are attached with the wall of the ovary. Okay, so this is placenta, and the arrangement of ovules inside the ovary is known as placentation. Right. And the tissue is known as placenta. By this placenta, ovules are attached with the ovarian wall. Now ovules can be of orthotropous, anatropous, and when the ovule is inverted in position inside an ovary is known as anatropous. Ovules are just like inverted in position, right? And when the ovules are straight in position, then these are orthotropous. So orthotropous ovules are straight inside the ovary, and in case of anatropous, ovules are inverted, just like inverted position. That is anatropous ovule, right? In your syllabus there is a structure of anatropous ovule or structure of anatropous megasporangium. Now I will discuss about the structure of anatropous ovule. This is the structure of an anatropous ovule. Here the ovule is just inverted in position, that is why it is anatropous in nature. That is why it is anatropous in nature, right? And okay, now it is clearly visible. So the ovules, mainly this is the funicle of the ovule. So what is funicle? Funicle is a stalk like structure by which the ovule is mainly attached with the placenta, right? So funicle is the stalk-like structure. By this stalk-like structure, ovule is attached with the placenta. It is the funicle, and funicle helps in attachment of the entire ovule with the placenta. And placenta itself later on helps in attachment of the entire funicle with the ovule with the wall of the ovary. Next, hilum. Hilum is the attachment site of the funicle with the megasporangium or ovule. It is the megasporangium or ovule, and the attachment site of the funicle with the ovule is known as hilum, right? So funicle, this is stalk like structure, funicle, and funicle attached with the placenta, placenta later attached with the wall of the ovary. And next, this is the hilum. It is the attachment site of funicle with the megasporangium or ovule. Next, this is the entire megasporangium, and it is inverted in position, so it is the anterior part and it is the posterior part. It is the basal part of the ovary, and it is the frontal part of the ovary. The basal part of the ovary is known as chalaza, or it is also known as chalazal pole, right? It is the basal part of ovary. Basal swollen portion of the ovule is known as chalaza. Basal swollen portion of ovule is known as chalaza. It is chalaza, and the pole is known as chalazal pole. And these are the coverings of ovule. These two coverings are known as integument, right? So the outer covering is known as outer integument, while the inner covering is known as inner integument. When the two integuments are present, then this type of ovule is known as bitegmic. When only one integument is present, then it is known as unitegmic. And here we can see two integuments, but two layers of integuments are present, outer and inner. That's why this is an example of bitegmic ovule or bitegmic megasporangium. And it is the opening of ovule, and this opening is known as micropyle, right? This opening is known as micropyle. So this pole is known as micropylar pole, and this is chalaza, so this pole is known as chalazal pole. And micropyle is the opening of the integuments, and through this micropyle the pollen tube enters into the ovule, right? So this is the opening, and by this opening pollen tube, that is male gametophyte, enters into the ovule. And the tissue of the ovule is known as nucellus. It is mainly made up of parenchymatous tissue, and inside the nucellus some reserve food materials are present, which supplies the nutrition to the developing embryo. Okay, so inside this ovule the embryo will be formed. So to the developing embryo, the nucellus tissue supplies the nutrition. So it is nutritive in function. Nucellus tissue made up of mainly parenchymatous tissue. So it is the total structure of the megasporangium. This is funicle, the stalk-like structure. Attachment of funicle with the entire ovule is known as hilum, and this is mainly the ovule or megasporangium made up of nucellus, parenchymatous tissue. This is chalazal portion. This is frontal part, and the opening is known as micropyle. So this is micropylar pole. This is chalazal pole, and here nucellus tissue is present, and mainly the two coverings are present, outer integument and inner integument. Integuments are open by the micropyle, and through the micropyle actually the pollen tube enters into the ovule. Okay, so what is the function of funicle? Funicle is the stalk by which the ovule is attached with the placenta. Okay, and what is the function of nucellus? Supplies nutrition to the developing embryo. What is the function of micropyle? By the micropyle, pollen tube enters into the ovule. And what is the function of integument? Integuments are covering and protecting in function. Actually these are the covering of megasporangium or ovule, and these are protective in function. These two integuments protects the entire ovule or megasporangium, within which later on egg will be formed, later on zygote will be formed, and so on. Okay, from the zygote embryo will be formed. So integuments mainly protective in function. In my next video I will discuss about the megasporogenesis and megagametogenesis, right? So from this portion you have to practice the diagram of these anatropous ovule and the definition of anatropous ovule. What do you mean by anatropous ovule? When the ovule inside the ovary is in inverted position, that is anatropous ovule. And in case of anatropous ovule, because it is inverted, so the micropyle is near the funicle. But in case of orthotropous ovule, the chalaza will be near the funicle and the micropyle will be at the distal end of the funicle.